Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to a brand new episode of Pressing Matters. This is episode number 36. I am your host, Daniel Torres. Yes, my hair is gone. I shaved it, I chopped it off. It's summer, it's hot here in South Florida, so I feel freedom way up here. We're in for a brand new episode, and this is, ladies and gentlemen, this is the final episode during the FIFA World Cup. It's incredible. I feel like the FIFA World Cup has gone by so fast, and it starts getting sad and going downhill when there's no longer 5 or 6 matches a day. I've probably watched a majority of the matches of this tournament, but it's real now. We're down to two teams in the final, and two teams for third and fourth place. So just two games left in this tournament happening this upcoming weekend, Saturday and Sunday. And then after that, Monday morning, we wake up and it'll be post-World Cup depression. Obviously, there'll be a lot of analysis of how this tournament went. Was it successful? And what did we think of it? And then we'll have to wait another 4 years until it arrives in Portugal, Morocco, and Spain. But let's talk about the semifinals, shall we? It's the first order of pressing matters. And let's talk about the first semifinal that occurred, and that is France against Spain, the defending European champions, which, if we look at it, France lost to Spain in the Nations League. France lost to Spain in the European Championship. But there was something about this French team. Coming into this tournament, the way they've been playing, everyone was saying France is going to take it all. They had a different feel about them. And Kylian Mbappe was on another level. Obviously, and you had one of the best wingers in the world right now, Michael Olise. You have Ousmane Dembélé, reigning Ballon d'Or winner. You had Desiré Doué. And just the rest of the squad, Aurélien Tchouameni. This team was stacked. This team was stacked with talent. And obviously, you guys know that I have family in Spain. I root for Spain. My national teams are United States and Spain. And I'll be honest with you, coming into this match, there was a sense of concern within me because, again, I know Mbappe. I watch him at Madrid. I know the type of player he is. I know the caliber that he has. He's a world-class player, whether people want to hate on him or not. He is a world-class player. And coming into this game for Spain, I think not only have they been dealing with some injuries, but their superstar, Lamine Yamal, has not really produced much. But then yet again, and I keep telling people, Spain is a unit. They've bought into a philosophy. They play as a team. They follow a system. And when you can play the way that they play, without your superstar performing at the highest level. Remember, Lamine Yamal entered this World Cup after missing several months due to injury with Football Club Barcelona. And this is really his first return to action is the World Cup. I think that's a lot for someone who just turned 19 years old and still has a lot to learn and is not only a promising talent anymore. He's here. The talent is here. We know what Lamine Yamal is capable of. But again, when the team can just play the way that they do and not have your superstar play at the top level, it's very impressive. And so I think a lot of people doubted Spain, didn't really look into Spain, didn't care for Spain. Didn't think they were going to do much after the Cabo Verde game. You know how many people I saw say Spain's dog water, Spain is trash after that 0-0 draw? A match where they played the bench for 80 minutes. They lost their first game to Switzerland in 2010, a very bad Switzerland team, and ended up going all the way to become world champions. The problem is, of course, when we get to the World Cup, we get all these people who now are into the game, which is great. The World Cup, I believe, grows the game, and it brings new fans. But when it brings new fans, it brings people who think they're experts and think that they know everything and about the game. And some stick with it and follow club football. Some people, it just fades out. Some people just watch every 4 years. But again, as someone who follows this team, again, the reason why I had concern wasn't because of the Spanish. It was more because of the French, because of the team that they are, the talent that they have, and the way that they have been playing. And so Spain is a team that they're going to control the ball, no matter who you are. They're not going to change. They're going to control the ball. They're going to control the game. They're going to play the game how they want it. And when they lose the ball, they're very quick to get back into possession. And I think that's very tough to play against. And that's why when you get those few chances, you have to convert them. You have to punish them and convert them when you find those chances that fall to you. They're a team that's very disciplined and doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Again, very hard to play against. The weakness that I will say for Spain is if they fall behind, it's tough for them. Because when they fall behind, they don't want to change. They don't bring that sense of urgency because they're not going to change the way that they play, the system that they play, the philosophy that they believe in. They're not going to change it. They're going to continue to go at it and do it until it either works or it doesn't work. And if they lose, we've seen this in the last two World Cups. They just say, hey, it didn't work. We came up short. The other team took the opportunities and chances. They scored, and we weren't able to play our game and take advantage with our game. But obviously, I think with these set of players that Spain has right now, do I think that they're on the level of 2010? No. I think almost every player in 2010 is legendary. I just think this is really a gifted team that understands soccer, understands football, and are very talented and work together as a unit. That's the reason why they surprised in the Euro 2024 and won it all. Because they move as a unit and they put all that talent together. And if your superstar is not performing, it's next man up. And, aside from the Cabo Verde game, I have to give credit to Luis de la Fuente. The same way we gave credit to Vicente del Bosque in 2010. I mean, I have to give credit to Luis de la Fuente. And so in this game against France, I think I was shocked. I think France was shocked. They struggled. They couldn't get the ball off of Spain. And people don't give credit because people will say, "Oh, France picked a bad day to have a bad day." No, I think we have to give a lot of credit to Spain. Sure, did France, come up to the level that they have been and the talent that they have? Absolutely not. But I think a lot of credit to that goes to Spain. They dominated that game. They dominated that match. And listen, there's people that don't like possession football, and that's fine. But you can't make an excuse and say, oh, well, it's not pretty. And, no, they dominated that game because they were the better team on the field. The first goal, which was a penalty, and this one actually was a penalty. This is not an Argentina game. You got to scan. That's the importance of scanning the field to see who's around you or what's around you. You go for a boneheaded just swing of the leg. You catch Lamine Yamal. The French, come on, please. We're crying for a handball for a ball that hit Lamine Yamal on the back of the shoulder, and they say that's a handball. I think that France was just trying to, look for an excuse to try to get out of it, and then they tried to delay the penalty, which I thought was ridiculous. The French certainly didn't like it. One of the last matches where Mbappe got a penalty, and he had to wait almost 15 minutes to take this freaking penalty. But Mikel Oyarzabal, who, not a flashy player. He's not a player from Madrid. He's not a player from Barcelona. This is a man from Real Sociedad. And he's been a true striker. And he's done his job. He stepped up to the penalty spot. And he had not missed a penalty. And he continues not to do so. He drilled it home. And it's 1-0 for Spain. And I think really from there, after Spain got that 1-0, it all went downhill for France even more. I think from there, that's where Spain really started to hammer home and dominate and not let France do anything. And they did let me tell you, they did a fantastic job of, silencing that front three. Obviously, there's a question coming into this World Cup of who is going to stop Dembélé, Mbappe, who's going to stop him, and Olise. And Spain did a phenomenal job of keeping them in check. From Marc Cucurella, Cucurella, new Real Madrid player, and I'm so happy now he's on my team. What a fantastic job. And the effort to work hard. I think a lot of times people forget that, you can have all the talent in the world on your team, but if you face someone who's just going to outwork you, they're going to win the game. And I think that's exactly what Spain's defense did, from Pedro Porro, Aymeric Laporte, Marc Cucurella. I mean, all phenomenal in this game. And then, I think, yes, Pedri's been on the bench, but this is a move that I would have liked earlier in the tournament. But when we talk about Dani Olmo, Fabian Ruiz, Rodri in the midfield, it's been chef's kiss beautiful. And we saw that in the second game. Dani Olmo receiving a pass from Porro. He gets shoved from behind, but still has time to touch it right back and leaves Porro wide open. There's nothing the keeper can do it, and then it's 2-0 for Spain. Unfortunately, it would have been 3-0 with a beautiful curler from Lamine Yamal, but it was offsides, and Spain takes this, and they find themselves in the World Cup final. And for France, a major disappointment. I mean, it's the last game for Didier Deschamps, head coach of France. We now move to the Zidane era for France, but major disappointment. I mean, I really thought that this was the team that was going to make it 3 straight World Cup finals. I thought that this was the team that really made a strong case to come back, bounce back after 2022 and win the World Cup. But it just wasn't enough. They ran into a team that had a tactical plan. It was a tactical masterclass and very hard to beat. Every player on the field, 11 players on the field, they came in the plan, and France got punched in the mouth and didn't know how to react, and they panicked, and that was that for them. And it's just, again, a huge disappointment for France. They're not done. This is still relatively a young squad. Mbappe will be back. Olise, obviously, will be here. So it's not it for France. And to be honest, I think it's an upgrade going to, no disrespect to Didier Deschamps at all, and everything he's accomplished. And, pay my respects to him. He just lost his mother during this World Cup. So just prayers up to him and his family. But you're getting Zinedine Zidane, one of the most brilliant minds in all of football. And we saw what he's done with Real Madrid coaching. And so it's going to be interesting with Zidane at the helm. And I think that gives them even more of a chance. So France will be back. Even though this is disappointing for them, this will be back. They will be back. We move into the other semifinal. England and Argentina. 2 teams that have faced each other on the field in the World Cup before. There is history between these 2 countries on the field in the World Cup, and 2 countries that have history off of the field. In the political climate, obviously, I'm not calling them the Malvinas. They're the Falkland Islands. They've belonged to Britain. I don't care if they're off of your coast. They've been owned by Britain by England forever. That doesn't give you an excuse to go and to invade them because they're off of your coast. They were taught a lesson then by the English militarily, which is not funny because obviously people died, but they did learn their lesson. Maybe not. People came into this game still talking about these damn islands from 1982. We got some people like Nico Cantor spewing a whole lot of garbage on the internet, talking about the mindset, and you have to understand the Argentine psyche. What I understand is y'all went over there and got absolutely slaughtered for something that wasn't yours, and you're still dwelling on. And it's extremely disrespectful during the national anthems. England's national anthem was going on, and they were just chanting over it. What do you expect? I'm not surprised one bit. If someone did that to their national anthem, God forbid. There's been lots of controversy surrounding them in this World Cup with refereeing. They're being investigated by the FBI. We have this. A lot of things having to do with racism. They do it to themselves. And right from the get-go in this game, they were playing dirty. Again, not surprised. It's just how they are. England gets on top first, 1-0. And there was momentum swings in this match. But for the longest time, it seemed like England had the better chances. I think a lot of England's attack was coming through Jude Bellingham, who, listen, I'm not even going to curse. I wanted to, but I don't give a crap what Argentinians say about Jude Bellingham. I want Jude Bellingham on my team each day of the week. I'll pick Jude Bellingham. The man's an absolute warrior. We'll run for your team. The spark for England offensively was coming through Jude Bellingham. Spence, young kid, hell of a game from him. Not too much from Harry Kane. I think that they focused on trying to shut him down. With Jude Bellingham, they tried to shut him down. Their only answer was just knock him to the ground. The young kid, Anthony Gordon, who now signed with Barcelona, puts England up 1-0. And this is where the mistake happens. I expected a lot more from Thomas Tuchel. I think Thomas Tuchel's a great coach. But I expected a lot more from him. You cannot, in a World Cup semifinal, what are you, Diego Simeone and Atletico de Madrid? You can't just score a goal and then just decide for the next 20 minutes that you're just going to defend and not do anything anymore. No, you have to keep going. You have to continue to try to squash them like a bug. And that's why for so many years, Germans have been so relentless in football and tough to beat. Look what they did to Brazil. They made them cry. 7-1. You have to keep going. You can't just wave the white flag because you scored one goal and you decide that's it. We've won the game. Let's just defend now. It's not going to work. Argentina obviously brought in every firepower that they had offensively, while England turned everything defensively. Argentina equalizes 1-1. And then from there, England is screwed. Which, by the way, Enzo Fernandez is butt cheeks wide open. They focused on Messi, but just butt cheeks wide open, Enzo Fernandez. Not surprised one bit that he scored that goal. Which, by the way, his celebration, I don't know what's going to happen to him because he plays in England, had this celebration towards the English fans. I don't know how that's going to go down too well in England, but I wish him well. But from there, I think the game was lost. I mean, you're 1-1, and now you have to try and go and win a game, but every change you made was defensive. going to be tough from that point on. And then obviously Argentina scores again. It's 2-1. You bring in Marcus Rashford. A little too late, in my opinion. You don't play Saka. They gave this game away. England had it. England had a chance to go to the final, but they gave it away. Now, of course, the issues post-match. Jude Bellingham standing there, and obviously, of course, as disrespectful as Argentines are, celebrating right in the faces of the English. Balco, an Argentine player, said something in Spanish near Jude, directed at Jude Bellingham, which is stupid because it's just a moronic decision and just a moron as a person, because Jude Bellingham plays for Real Madrid and has learned Spanish fluently. Decides to say something in Spanish he shouldn't have said, and Bellingham just goes over there and whacks him on the head. Says post-game that, he's not going to let somebody just disrespect him right to his face. Good for you, Jude. And I think a lot of people in this world really appreciated that smack on the head. But, of course, as always, Argentina wins, and they're disrespectful. No surprise again. We saw multiple Argentines arrested, fighting with English fans, throwing the Argentine flag in front of English people. One Argentine was arrested for racism towards a black Atlanta police officer. I'm not the only one talking about. Stephen A. Smith just posted a whole podcast talking about this, saying how he enjoys Messi. But, there's a little bit to talk about when it comes to their racism. Not surprised at all. Then you have the banner saying the Falkland Islands are Argentine, which now they will get fined for by FIFA for bringing that out. Which, that's fine. I mean, listen, if I'm English, I'm not bothered by it, because they can put that little banner all they want, but the islands still belong to Britain, still belong to England. Look, at the end of the day, guys, you need to chill out. It's soccer. Yes, I love passion. I have passion for the game, but you can't take things too far. There's no place for the hate. There's no place for racism. This is soccer. You're turning it political. There's no place for it. Again, there's more to life than just the game. Obviously, I don't think they understand that. I wouldn't want to be them under multiple investigations right now. Just let things take its course. They're the ones that's going to be in trouble at the end of the day. Obviously, people that support them are either Messi fanboys or people from Argentina. The rest of the world just wants them to get the hell out. And their behavior, which has been throughout the tournament from its people, just disgusting behavior. But, if you call them out on that, they say it's, you're just hating. But it's been disgusting behavior. But the final on Sunday, it's going to be Spain versus Argentina. It's going to be a good matchup. I don't think Argentina will see a lot of the ball. Spain's going to control the game. And I think my analysis about this game is just going to come down to Argentina taking its chances when it's given to them. And for Spain, it's going to be Ken Lamine, who now 100% healthy. Can he do something? Can he produce? Obviously, if he tries to produce, we're going to see Argentina just foul the crap out of him and knock him down. Can Oyarzabal score? Can Alex Baena score? Is Nico Williams going to be fit? I think those are going to be the questions. I think the game's going to come down to, obviously, Spain will control. Can they score? And for Argentina, can they capitalize on the chances that will fall to them, which will be very few? If not, this thing will go all the way to a penalty shootout. And that's just my assessment of the final. Third place game. Listen, no one likes to play in the third place game. If you're from either country, no one likes to watch the third place game. England and France, I think both are demoralized right now morally. I think both teams are going to want to come into this game and say we need a win to prevent further embarrassment. But when I put both teams together, I still choose France over England. But if England does win, it's because of effort and heart. But my prediction, I'm going to have to go with France. I think France has more killers on the team than England does. And I think it was more embarrassing for France losing to Spain than for England losing to Argentina. So I'm going to go with France. And that's going to take us to our team of the week. Your team of the week for episode 36 is going to be no other than Roja España. Oh, man, they were just so impressive on on Tuesday against France. They played as a unit. Again, everything that I've said on this episode, played as a team. And I think that they play like that on Sunday. I think that they will be crowned world champions for the second time. I think when they play like that, I don't think that there's any team on this planet that can beat them. And we're going to get a match that we did not get in March, which was La Finalísima, winners of South America versus the winners of Europe. People calling for 2 trophies to be given out on Sunday at this final. But again, Spain, tactical masterclass, the touching, the passing. When it all goes right, they're very hard to beat. And when they lose the ball, the press is just relentless. And it is hard under pressure to keep the ball against this Spain side. They're not the tallest. They're not the most physical. But they have this. They have the intelligence of football. They have the discipline from their coach, Luis de la Fuente. They're going to be I think as this tournament has progressed, they've gotten better and better and better and better. And I think this match against France was the best showing that we saw from Spain in this World Cup. Hopefully it was not the last, and hopefully they can play like that on Sunday in the final, and they can showcase more of that talent on Sunday in the final for the trophy. But that is why Spain is your team of the week. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the conclusion of Pressing Matters, episode number 36. I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. It's probably going to be second to last episode talking about the World Cup, because next Thursday we'll talk about the final and the third place game. And then we'll just go back into talking about club as we approach preseason. Some underway already for European clubs. And as we approach the new season, we'll continue talking about MLS. But I appreciate every single one of you who tune in, week week out to all of our shows here on Plug Talk Sports. Obviously, coming up tomorrow, we'll have Janka on Plug Picks, and Monday night, we'll have our Plug Talk Sports live show. Again, I appreciate every single one of you and for your support, and we'll see you guys next Thursday for a brand new episode. Enjoy Saturday's third place game, France and England, and enjoy Sunday World Cup final, Spain and Argentina. God bless.